going on, guys? I'm here with another quick vlog, and if you couldn't tell by the title of this video, we just recently installed the Mountune Intercooler onto the Ranger. And if you aren't really familiar with what intercoolers do, simply put, the charge temperature is lowered. The intake charge temperature from the turbocharger runs through the front mount intercooler, which I'll show you here, which sits right behind here. And the stock intercooler is actually silver. This one is black. The Mountune intercooler is black. So they do give you a stencil to paint the Mountune logo on it, and I kind of just wanted to leave it clean and kind of stealthy looking behind the grill. I do plan on doing some slight changes to the decal order on here. Now we have some things with the truck that we are planning to do in the coming month or so, and going to talk about that in a different video. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about is one, the Mountune Intercooler, which is a fantastic addition if you are looking to go on trail rides, if you're looking to be in traffic. An intercooler upgrade is an excellent thing to do to any turbocharged vehicle. The stock intercoolers on most Fords and Subarus, the stock intercoolers are pretty terrible. They do the bare minimum as far as cooling your intake charge temps. You know, the aftermarket intercoolers are much larger. And some of you might be asking, well, do I have to get a tune to run an aftermarket intercooler? And on the Ranger, the answer is no. I am still running the stock tune with the aftermarket Mountune USA intercooler, and I noticed no issues. We've been driving it quite a bit. Drove it all weekend, and the benefit obviously is I have noticed cooler intake charges when we are sitting in traffic. It rises a little bit, but it cools back down much faster than the stock intercooler would. And it seems like when we were running the stock intercooler, the intake charge temps were much higher when idling in traffic. They're much cooler when running this Mountune intercooler. So I would give it a really good recommendation to pick one up. I will leave a link in the description below. You can always reach out to APG Off-Road to pick one up. They work with Mountune if you want one for your Ranger. And so yeah, let me get on to the other parts of the video. So as you can tell by the subject of this video, this is kind of for people that are kind of interested in, you know, what they need to do, whether you have a bone stock Ranger or you have a Ranger that, you know, you've done some basic suspension modifications to, you do some off-roading. What should you do to keep your Ranger running in tip-top shape so that you don't run into any issues while you're traveling, while you're on the trail? We are at 25,000 miles on the Ranger, and we have experienced no problems. We have enjoyed every bit of mileage. We have enjoyed every bit of mileage on the truck without any problems. You know, we've had some maintenance things that we've had to get done, but everything has been working well. I'm still running an Add-A-Leaf and not the Devers. The Devers will come in eventually, but yeah, we are still running the Add-A-Leaf in the back and the full APG Kings off-road long travel suspension setup on the truck. So if you're new to my channel, check out my build walk around video on my channel that showcases basically everything that we've done to the truck, and from top to bottom, with links in the description. I think the one thing that is different from the last time you guys saw the rig is I added another Rome 83 liter case up top for storage, and outside of that, she has stayed pretty much the same. I did add a FX4 skid plate what is interesting, if you do have an APG off-road truck and you want to add the FX4 skid plate, you see this little, I'm going to put an arrow next to that spacer. That is required to mount the FX4 skid plate to the APG front bumper. Obviously, if you don't have an APG front bumper, you don't have to worry about it. But my installer, an awesome installer, he's a good friend of ours. He has done quite a bit of work for us on the Ranger, since we don't live near APG off-road. We're all the way on the East Coast. But he has like 15-16 years of experience with off-road vehicles, and he does all the servicing on the truck. So with that being said, he fabbed up those spacers to mount, and they actually came off a suspension system from another truck. Those are just leftover parts that he was able to use, and they're metal, and I think they're steel, so they're going to be strong. They're going to hold that skid plate on pretty well. So to the meat of the video, I want to talk about things that I do, and everything can be a little different. Everyone, kind of does things differently. This is what I personally do to make sure that my Ranger is running in tip-top shape every time we go out. So I'll start with, what oil do I run? I run Pennzoil Synthetic Platinum 5W20 or 5W30, whatever is recommended. I run all synthetic oil, and I run a K&N or a performance filter. I prefer K&N because it does have that little screw nut that you can remove the oil filter much easier on. Let me go ahead and pop the hood real quick. So yeah, like I said, we run Pennzoil Synthetic Platinum with a K&N filter. I run a JLT catch can to catch any type of moisture buildup, oil blow-by, stuff like that. So typically what I like to do is, every oil change we have a specific process that Trevor kind of goes through on the truck. Now, you could talk to your dealership, you could talk to, if you have somebody local to you that does service your Ranger, or you can do this yourself if you want in your own garage. But I like to just spend the time with it on the lift with my installer. We basically walk from front to back on the entire truck. And what we will do is we'll process the oil change, we'll check the filters, we'll check the catch can for any type of weird, strong odors, strong smells. Sometimes you smell fuel. That's just a normal thing you're going to have in the Ranger. A little bit of fuel dilution. It's going to be, you're going to have that smell, which is what I've noticed and read on the forums, but that's not a huge issue. That's a normal thing. So what we'll do is we'll start checking the brakes. We'll start checking the brake system, making sure the pads are good. And what we'll do is we'll actually start retorquing all the suspension components, starting with the lower control arm all the way up, the lower spindle bolts, like down there. Retorque everything. Make sure everything is just tightened up from front to back. And then, we'll check the trans gaskets. We'll just do a full walk around, right? We'll go underneath the truck, make sure that we don't see anything leaking, we don't see any torn CV boots, any type of issue, because when you are off-roading your truck, you're putting it under a lot of stress. And when you're putting it under a lot of stress, things can happen, right? You can be on a trail, you could be following somebody, you can be driving a little fast, and then something kind of kicks up and catches the boot at the right angle, and it's just going to rip it. Or it can put a little small puncture on it that can maybe only open up when it heats up, and then it closes. So little things like that we'll want to check. If you do run spacers, you'll want to retorque your spacers every time you do that. Do your oil change. And the other thing is, when you're rotating your tires, you will want to consult whoever's working with servicing your vehicle. Have them check your tires for proper alignment. I rotate my tires every 5,000 miles, every 4,000 to 5,000 miles. I will rotate them. So rotating your tires, checking all the suspension bolts, checking your CVs, your rubber boots, is a fantastic way to keep your rig running healthy, just from, you know, normal, just going out, having fun on the weekends. Even if you just go out into a simple trail, going camping, every oil change, you should take the time to check these things, because if you don't, you can run into issues on the trail, you can run into issues while traveling, and it's just not something that you're gonna want to have to deal with. So I'll show you guys another thing that I'm starting to use, and that is this right here. So this is Chemical Guy's undercarriage protectant, and it also has, it's an oil-based formula, and you basically spray this on your boots, you spray this on your frame, and it will add a nice little protective barrier of, like, it's not like a film, but it'll add, like, it's almost kind of like a moisturizer for your rubber boots, for your frame, just to keep everything lubed up and looking good. So that's kind of what I do, and we have had great success on keeping things running healthy, because when you do go out on trails, when you do travel, you put your truck, you put your SUV through a lot of, I guess, harder conditions than you would normally if you're just going to a store. So do your maintenance, check all those things, have a qualified technician or yourself, you know, just make sure everything is torqued down to spec and everything is running good, and you are bound to have a great time without, you know, dealing with issues while out on the trail. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. I wanted to get something out this week. I'm going camping this Saturday, and hopefully I'll get another video for you guys. But if you have any questions, just feel free to leave a comment below, and we'll go from there. Take it easy. Bye.